Well, good morning, finally. Back out. I think I'm right enough for today anyway. I'm just going to cut this. What I've done is, while I was sitting inside feeling sorry for myself, because I did hurt myself, trying to root around with that was going to be too much. Just as you can see where I've traced it down the bottom there, it was going to be too much work just to get 20 pieces out of it. So I went and bought 3 meters of that. So all I've got to do is cut it. It'll be that size, as you can see, it's the right width. And I bought 3 meters, but what I should have done was got maybe 4 meters, because you can buy it whatever you like it. But if I cut that just a couple of millimeters shorter, I'll get 20 out of that. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is, once I've cut those, it may be a little bit more, sometimes they give me a little bit more, I'll measure it just to make sure. I'll cut them and then I'll put the cutter in there and start machining those angles on it. I mean, there's quite a bit that's got to come off that bit there, but I think it's going to be the only way I can do it neatly, make it look nice. So, and it doesn't have to be exactly like that. It's just this here, so I could have a little bit higher up the top here, but or do 2 angles. But we'll see. Because I'll be able to clamp them together. I'll do, I don't know how many I'll fit in that vise. I think it's 125. So I'll fit 12 in there. So I'll be able to, as long as I can fit 10 in there at a time, then I can do 2 lots. So let me get this set up and I'll start cutting, and we'll do a little bit of footage. Righto, I've got those in, I've got that changed over. That's about as far as I'm going to be able to go, realistically. But, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to cut that angle down till it comes down that far from there. So, even there might be a little bit more, I don't know if you can see it, yep, a bit more at the top, a bit more of a flat, that's fine if need be. I can always put them back in and then just machine another angle at the top. Similar to that, but smaller. I have to close the door over because machine this, I don't want shit to put hot swarf on the back of my son's car, he'll kill me. So I've just got the angle, that's 36.4. So just got to remember that for the next one. And let's start this. You can see one's a little bit longer. I think it might have been the last one I did a little bit longer. So 36.4. Let me write that down because I know I'm going to have to check it again. Alright, piss that off. I'll zoom you up a little bit. We'll start taking some cuts. Let's see how we go. See if we can destroy something. I don't think these. Might have to change the tips in this cutter because I don't think they're real good. We'll see what happens when I start cutting. For starters, alright, I'm just going to change these tips because they're blunt, as you can see. They're starting to get warm, but it's throwing lots of, oh shit, that is hot, getting lots of sparks, so I'll change these and I'll do a bit more machine and then I'll bring you back. Righto, I'll take about 7 cuts and they're only 1.5mm deep. Check this out. That's just ridiculous. But then that's my own stupid fault. They're my cheap eBay tips. So they're brand new tips. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change them out. And I'm going to put the Kyocera ones and see if they last any longer. They'll soon tell me whether it's the tips or the backlash in the machine that's destroying them. I'm willing to bet it's the tips. These Kyocera ones, I've never had any trouble with them before. Well, that's 2 cuts and it hasn't made any sparks yet, but I'll keep going. That's going at about 100mm per minute. So, feed rate. I should be able to go faster than that, to be honest. At the speed this is going, I should be able to go faster, but let's just keep going. One thing I did realise, the way this is cut, because that's at a greater angle than the other one, what I can do once I'm finished, hang on, you zoomed too close. This angle here is steeper than the other one, so what I can do is then tip that up a little bit and do a second cut this way. So that'll work just fine. That'll work every bit as good. Alright, that last cut, I took 3mm and cut the feedback from 100 millimetres a minute down to about 55, 60. So they're starting to spark, as you can see, but this one lasted a lot longer. So I think it's a bit of a double whammy. It's those shitty tips plus this. I don't know if I mentioned it. Under warranty, they're sending me a new quill set, quill and sleeve. And they've specifically asked for one with a better tolerance. That's bullshit. So I'm just going to take another 2 3mm deep cuts and let's see how we go, What's the worst that could happen? You trip the machine out. Let's see how we do. Alright, that's pretty bloody hot. And those tips are cacking themselves quite quickly now. And I think it's that chattering when it gets to the ends. So I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to duck in, feed it, get the salt. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow I'll come out and I'm going to try and get as much machined as I can because I won't have to saw any, cut anything up. So I want to at least get one set completely finished and another lot started. And then I'll do a video. I want to get some content to put up this week. So thanks for hanging around. I'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned. Well, good morning. Back into it. It's a few days later now, and I know I've been dragging the chain this last week, and I do apologise, but I went and had my x-rays yesterday, and the doctor's very happy, everything's fine, everything's healing okay, so, and a lot of the stuff that I'm experiencing or feeling, he said, is normal, so, considering I'm only halfway through my healing period, so, you know, that's the healing period's 3 months, and I'm about 6.5 weeks into it, nearly 7 weeks, so, So it's sort of taking a little bit longer. But anyway, I'm going to get back into it today. This video is going to be a little bit late, I'm afraid, because I want to get these things done and at least sort of tack some in before I call it a day. I'm going to machine it here for a couple of hours today, and again tomorrow I should have them all done. And yeah, tomorrow Wednesday, so I'll get the video up probably Thursday and release it Friday. So a week late, but I do apologise, and you know, as I really need to. Well, I wanted to just take it easy for a little while until I worked out that everything was okay, and I even had a look at the X-rays myself, and yeah, it's fine. So, and the doctor explained to me, pointed to a few things, and pointed out, you know, what was going on and what to expect. So, yeah. So I'm going to get back into it today. I've just changed the tips on that cutter again. I'm going to work hard at it. Like, I'm going to work them hard. So, even though it was blowing lots of sparks, they weren't too bad. You could tell that the edges were dull. I've got to order, I just don't have the funds at this point in time to order some more tips, maybe for my 45 degree cutter with the positive rake that might work a bit better. But then again, I think this is the problem, that because when that chatters, that's what's destroying the tips. So anyway, you know what I keep saying, you can only piss with the dick that you've got. So just let me get this sorted and we'll get started, eh? Stay tuned. Oh, and I'm going to work it harder than what I was. I was going to, towards the end, the other day, I was taking 3mm cuts and it was doing it successfully. I just need to watch the feed rate. So let's do that, eh? We'll get into that way, we'll get more done. I've got one more lot after this. So that's 7, 6, and there's another 7. So once I get those 3 done, then I'll be putting them back in. Just let me get that one. Let me get this one. And what I'll be doing is, where's my template? Hang on. As you can see, the angle is almost okay. But I was going to maybe sort of tilt it and then take more off here. But I don't know whether it's actually needed. So what we'll do then is I'll turn them around and tilt it up and do that. I don't know how I'm going to get that done though, because they've got to stand up a long way. I don't have to, by the time I do those, there won't be much to take off, so I might be able to hold it just in the side of the vise. And I might even be able to put sort of on each side, so I can get 2 lots done together. But overall, that's, you know, like, it's only a couple mil shorter than I anticipated, which is fine. That's not really a drama at all. So whether I actually take any more off that yet, I don't know. I might not. I don't think I will. Oh yeah, I think I might have to. I might have to. Yeah, go away. That's telling me I've earned another stand hour. So I've only been standing on my feet for the last half hour, but anyway. Yeah, but anyway, I'll get these all done first, and then we'll have a look and see how we're going to go. Hang about. Alright, sorry about that. Mum called and she was on for a good old yarn, so let's get back into it. I'm going to keep going here. You only need to see this so many times before you get sick to death of it. So I'll keep going, and as usual I'll bring you back when I'm ready to start on the last lot. Actually no, I won't, because you've seen enough. Once I've done the last lot, this first angle, then I'll bring you back. Stay tuned. Alright, I've got them all done. I've got these in now ready to do this top corner. But what I've done is I've got this cutter. That other one was trashed. I'm over this friggin' machine. These ones have all got sharp tips, and I've got 3 new ones left. But I still might get another 1 or 2 out of these, but I'm going to just try them and see. There's no guarantees, and because it's not as wide, so I'm only going to be able to do, that's the maximum. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6. So I'm going to have to do sort of 6, you know, 5, and I don't know. I'll have to do it in more than 3 lots. I'll have to do it in 4 lots. So I'm just going to take a quick cut off here. Then I've got to go and start sorting shit out. I've got to have a shower. I'm going out for lunch. So I'll put you in the stand and we'll just take a couple of cuts and see how we go. The other one, bugger off. Someone's calling me, unknown caller. Anyway, after that interruption, yeah, I'm just going to take a couple because I've got to go and get changed and go out for lunch with a good friend. So let me put you in the stand and we'll just do a couple of cuts and see how we travel. Let's just see how we are with our template. Yeah, probably another 2 cuts. I'll do that before I go inside. Screw it. That's going to do us. Or do we want to go one more? That's pretty close. And that is only a template. Screw it, I'll take a mil. 1 mil. That's the same length as our template. So what I'm going to do, whoops, wrong way. I'll try that again, hang on, just let me send it up. Not to be so stupid. That's the same length as our template, pretty much spot on. And that was only a guesstimate as it was, so what I'm going to do, now that cutter's holding up much better. Although it's going to take an extra bit, like that's 6, but to do it comfortably I'm going to do 5, so I've still got 3 more lots to be 5, 5 and 4, so so that doesn't take much to get that down because there's only a little bit. So what I'll do, tomorrow I should be able to get those up. I don't think I'm going to have to machine the bottom of these. I don't think I really need to, because the way they're going, that'll be angled sort of down, so if anything gets caught in those teeth, it's going to help guide it out of the tooth. I should be able to get away with just that. I might just lay them over and just clean it up from there. So we'll see. I'll take them out in the morning, and then what I'll do is I'll just sit one in there and have a look, see how it looks, and then we'll do the rest of them. That won't take all that long tomorrow, so should be able to get them done and get those at least sitting in there ready to tack in. So that's tomorrow. So Thursday I should be able to start tacking these in. So yeah. So that'll do for now. I've got to go and have a shower, clean myself up, look respectable. Going out for lunch. Thai restaurant, so it should be nice. Yeah. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, good morning. Back into it. I've been out here for a little while because just carrying on what you saw me do yesterday. So I'll just finish these off. So some of them are a little bit up and down, but I've got to mark. I'm going to put a straight line and then tack them all so they're straight. Some are a little bit higher than others, but they're never ever going to be perfect the way I was doing them, and they don't need to be. They're only there to stop stuff coming back around. So what I'm going to do is I need some marking out white, because sometimes just using like a scriber or a text, it just doesn't work quite well for my dodgy eyes. That one I've got to, because it's hitting on the weld in the corner, so that's okay. I just got to chamfer that a bit more. Well, I'll stick it in the vise and chamfer it with the cutter I've got in there at the moment. That's 45 degrees, so just take a bit more than that off it. What I need to do once I do that is find something to space it, because like there's a little bit of space, but I want to space it evenly. And then, like I said, I'll lift them all up. I'll get some of the ones that are furthest down, like say that one. You can see these are the first 4 I did, and you can see I took 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe even that one 6. Because the first lot I didn't take as much off. I should have put them back in and taken a couple more mil off them like I did with the rest of them. Because those I took 16 mil off. The rest of them I took 18. So just sits them down a bit lower. But either way, you're not going to really see it once I get them all on the same level. So, but I need to be able to space them and then just put them up on the mark. Even though I stick a screwdriver down there and just wedge it and just push it until it comes up to the mark, and then tack it. Put a big tack on the top of them, because then I'm going to have to unbolt it, lift this right off, turn it over without bumping anything, and then welding the bottoms. So there's only going to ever be welded top and bottom. I can't do the inside, obviously, but I think that should be right. The bottom, there's enough room there to put a fair tack as well. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I tried to think of some other way of doing it, but there is other ways. There's plenty of other ways, but it's just going to take too long. Yeah. So initially I was going to weld these onto a bar and then have it bolted on the bottom and on the top. Or have them, so the back of them there was a jib sticking out the back of them, and then cut slots into it, then slide them in and weld it, machine it, and then bolt them on. But that's all going to create other issues with it warping, with the steel bending. It'll end up like a banana. And it's just far more work in it than I've already put into these. And these took quite a bit as it was, so there's a lot of machining. I've cleaned up a little bit up there, but you'd have seen the amount of swarf that was on the floor from that mill. It was inches thick in places, so and I've got coolant all over me, because although that 45 degree one, it's only just starting to get sparky towards the end, so it worked a lot better. And I was taking 3mm cuts of that, and it was working great. So yeah, so it's taken a little bit. So let me work out something. I'm going to try and work out if I had packing strap, a steel packing strap, that'd be bloody perfect, you know. But I don't have any, and I don't know where I can get some. I don't know if I have any thin steel I can chop up, or I see something I know might be a little bit too thick. But that strapping tape, the steel strapping tape, would be perfect, because I think that'd fit down each side of that. I'll have a hunt around and see what I've got here that I can use. I only really need 2 at a time, because I'm going to pull them all out, or mark, I'm going to measure it, the height, and then get my odd leg calipers and mark it on both sides. And then just, yeah, I could do one at a time, sit it in there, space it, and then tack it. And then move the packing, put the next one, we'll put the next one in, the tacking, jack it up, tack it. Just let me come up with something, then I'll bring you back. Stay tuned. Alrighty. I've got one side in and tacked, or welded along the top. It looks a bit grotty at the moment. I haven't finished. It's a bit hard to dress it in there, so I'm going to dress it properly when I pull it out. That's the other side not tacked in. They've got to come up to about there. And I still have movement. This thing's not bolted down tight, so I can let it all align itself. This does turn. It's a bit hard with, but it does turn. You can feel it rubbing in places, but it's not hard to turn, so it'll wear itself in, hopefully. But that's it for the today. I'm going to come back out and continue tomorrow, because I want to get this finished tomorrow, completed. And then I'm going to make the bracket to hold the shears for here. And then put the chain on, and I might even just hook the what do you call it?
A few moments later.
Inverter. Sorry, I had to stop the thing. I couldn't even think of the name of the inverter, and run it just bare for a little while, just to get it sorted and run in. And then you'll see how this, I put a little bit of grease on those. I'm still going to make a spacer for the back of that one. That's not going to take any more than about 20 minutes. Yeah, and then we're getting sort of an awful lot closer to start to wire it properly, which is going to be a challenge on its own. I'm going to have to rely on some electrical mates to help there. What's wrong? Siri's talking to me. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that's supposed to be. Go away, Siri. No, don't listen to me. Must be female. Yeah, so anyway, I'm going to get this up. Like I said, again, I apologise for the delay this week. It's just been mayhem with me and other things and doctors and yeah, so this is coming along quite nicely. That does look a little bit cruddy, but yeah, like I've got to finish dressing it properly, and yeah, not far off running some shit through it, people. So as soon as I get this done, get this finished, welded both sides, sorted, that sorted, everything bolted down tight, chain on, and then I might just, like I said, hook the inverter up and run it. I've also got what I bought here. I bought these last week. got these washers, big washers, to fit on those. So just give it a little bit more purchase on top of that. And I might even bend the sides over a little bit. I've got to cut just a little bit off the top to get it to fit in there. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry, I'm blocking the light. Yeah, let's just get that a little bit more strength. Because like I said, you know, the more you look at it, the more I worry about the integrity of those. They should be fine. I've seen those things put through a whole lot more than what this will go through. So, but I don't want it to fail while I'm not there to fix it. It shouldn't. It won't. Like once I've tested it. What Big Stack has sent me is stuff that he will put through it. So if it's going to break, it'll do it while I'm testing it. So yeah, get this all welded up, get it in, and then I will start, like I said, bolt the bearings down, run it, then lock the bearing grub screws up. Yeah, and give it a run. I'm really keen and a little bit apprehensive, but we'll see how we go, eh? Anyway, I'm waffling again, aren't I? I'll go and get this off and get something up. You'll see it, well, I'm going to say you'll see it probably tomorrow, but you won't. You'll see it Friday. All depends. I might even get it up and let YouTube do its thing. Like I usually get a notification to say that it's clear to publish, and then I'll do that since I'm running late this week. So I'll get this up as soon as I can, possibly tomorrow, which will be Thursday here. So anyway, folks, thanks for hanging around again, and apologies for the delay. I'm just about to start going to do another video now to draw my two winners for the 1,000 subs giveaway. But that'll be a separate video I'll upload, so it's not as part of this one. So if you want to check that one out and see if you've won. And then once I get everybody's details and sizes, shirt sizes, I can order them and get everything sorted. So thanks for hanging around. Until next time, as always, stay safe. Peace.